Well, howdy folks, and welcome to Mower Mike's. Today we're wrenching on this 2007 Tahoe. We're actually in the side shop next to the main Mower Mike HQ. And this old girl, we've had her forever, otherwise known as the Black Mamba. And it has a common problem that pretty much all 2007 Tahoe, Silverados, 07 probably through 2014, this generation body style, they have an issue where you'll start filling up the gas and it just doesn't, because it starts back pressuring on the fill tube. And what that means is that you need to replace your EVAP canister. It's actually a fairly easy job. I'm going to walk you through how to do this. I've actually done this several times. It seems like every 5 years I have to replace this damn thing. Now, I'm going to walk you through how to replace it and then clear out the lines that get clogged. It's super, super easy. Now, why am I doing this? Because usually I'm just doing Mower Mike, stupid chainsaw and lawnmower videos. Because I'm like you, I went out on the YouTube and I saw so many stupid videos on different ways to essentially jerry-rig these things and just doing it the wrong way. So I'm just going to walk you through the way I have done it about 3 or 4 times. All the parts, this thing was like 40 bucks on Amazon. I'll put links down below and see. Yeah, that's the main issue. The stuff starts falling out of them. So with that, what we're gonna do next, we're gonna crawl underneath the Black Mamba and we're gonna unbolt this sucker. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and then we're gonna clear out the lines. So stay with me and let's get to wrenching. All right, folks, I have wiggled underneath the Tahoe, and right here is the culprit. This is the EVAP canister. Now, it is in front of the rear axle behind the gas tank, and you see it's just held on by a couple of screws right here. It's got a little holder. So these are 13 millimeter bolts. So just go ahead and take those guys off, and we're gonna walk you through how to remove this EVAP canister. It's actually fairly easy, but it's a very awkward situation, just like working on any Chevy is. All right, so I'm getting the bolts out. Now you'll see it's got a little lip right there. So what you can do, you're gonna slide that out like so, and then underneath here, we're going to have access to the EVAP lines. Now I'm gonna try to get a better angle on this. We're gonna go ahead and take the whole thing off with the bracket on it, so hang on. All right, folks, somehow I have gone inverted. We're taking a shot underneath here so you can see those various lines. So we're gonna go one by one and unhook them. Now the first one, you're gonna see a little white thing. You're just gonna depress that and it should slide right off like so. Hot damn. The next one is a red one, and what you have to do, you have to lift the red tab up so it slides up and off there. Golly, this is awkward. Lost my light. Come on. I know this is great TV content. Okay, hang on. Hang on just a second. All right, on the number 2, you can see I've snuck my hand up underneath here and hopefully get a better push on it. What you've got to do, you've got to squeeze those little tabs in and then push it up. See that? Ow, golly, I hope this thing doesn't fall on my head. One note is you want to wear some eye protection because there's a lot of schmutz you're going to get all over your face. You can see that? It came up. Let's see if it'll pop off. Come on. I love how all the other guys say how easy it is, and they don't show you actually removing the canister. They just show you stabbing it with a freaking screwdriver to break it. Come on, come on. Come on. I swear, I'm gonna get this sucker. You can see we've got most of it off here, so it should pop right off, right? That's what she said. Yeah. Okay. There it goes. You see that one popped off. And this last one, to be honest, I have no idea. It looks like it's got some big old thing here. You squeeze and pop. I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that. So 2 down, 1 to go. All right, folks, the last big sumbitch on the back here. You can see, I'm thinking you just squeeze the tabs. It's got 2 tabs that you squeeze, all right? And it just pops, maybe not. Dang it, hold on. These things get crusty, folks, after a while. Uh-oh. Well, it popped off. I don't know if I broke it or not, but we are coming down with this, and you'll meet me back in the shop. All right, gang, what we're looking at here is the EVAP canister I just wrestled out of the Tahoe. Now you can see I took it out with the bracket still on it just because this screw is a little harder to get to while it's installed. So to swap the bracket over to the new one, I'd suggest doing that now. It's super, super easy. You just undo that one screw and then back here, see it just pops out like so. Old one out, new one in. Just make sure it fits in there, and then just shove that little screw up in there, and voila. All right, folks, I will tell you, getting this bracket on here was a little harder than I thought. I had to bend this back a little bit to give it room for the new one, but you can see it still fit in there just right. So we're gonna go ahead and strap this new one up. Now, let me show you why these things go bad. All right, folks, now that we've got our new one set up, ready for an install, we're gonna take a quick look at the old one, and we're gonna talk about why these fail on us so much. Now, this EVAP canister, what it is that it's full of little charcoal balls, and the theory is that the gas vapors escape into the charcoal ball sack, and they stay in there until they're sucked out and reused through the engine. That way the gas vapors don't escape into the atmosphere. But the membrane on here is awfully thin. So when you overfill your gas tank with fuel, when you fill it and you keep clicking, fuel tends to get back in here and eats away the membrane. And then you can see it lets these balls out of here. And when it does that, the balls go back into the different vent tubes, clogs things up, and then when you try to fill up fuel with your gas pump nozzle, there's nowhere for the air to escape because all your vent lines are clogged up with your charcoal balls. So that is the situation here. Now, this is only part of it. We do need to replace this. There are people that will just empty the balls out of here and just rerun an empty plastic container, which, hey, to me, it's like, this thing was 50 bucks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a new one in there because I know it works. Now, the next step in here, of course, we're gonna replace this, but before we do that, I wanna go ahead and clear out the lines. So I'm gonna show you how to pressurize the lines and shove some air through there to clear out all these charcoal balls that are in the lines. Your other option is to go ahead and order new lines. Now, this was only like 40 bucks on Amazon for new GM parts, but it looks like a complete pain in the butt to replace after doing this. So we're gonna do my quick fix and try to pressurize the lines to blow the balls out, clean the lines, and then hook up our new EVAP canister. So, you ready? Let's go and strap in and see if this works. All right, folks, now comes for the little Mower Mike trick. I learned this from my mechanic who does this all the time. So you've got the EVAP canister off, which means those end of the hose hookups are unhooked. So what we need to do now is, because a lot of that charcoal balls got up in those lines, we need to go ahead and pressurize them and force any of those balls out through the other side of the line. So how do you do this? The way I do it, you get some compressed air and you pressurize the fuel tank through the fuel cap. And this way it's gonna push any of that crap out of there. And what you'll see when you do this, I've done this before, where hundreds of those balls get forced out through the lines. It's super simple. And when you do it this way, you don't really have to replace the lines as long as you clear it out, because replacing those lines, it's just, that looks like a lot of work. So all you do, I try to just wrap a towel around here. You could probably get something better than what I got here, but this is all I am doing. Let's see if we can do it. You just shove it in there, and you just kind of cram it in there, and you'll feel the back pressure on it, and just go ahead and blow it out. And look underneath, because you might have black balls everywhere. All right, with that, let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, folks, I am back. I do have to apologize because I am not going to film the install of the EVAP canister. We've gone ahead and clean out the lines. All you do is you slide underneath there, you hook up those 3 lines, you just push them on there and snap those little rings on there, and then you got your 2 bolts you snitch on there, and it's super easy. I didn't do it because, to be honest, it was getting a little awkward under there, and there was some cursing going on, and I was just done filming. So with that, I hope that helps. Go ahead and leave comments down below and tell me how I did this wrong. I am not a professional mechanic, but I did go fill this thing up, and it ripped 23 gallons nonstop at the high flows, at the Piggly Wiggly. So with that, Mower Mike's out. Stay tuned if you want to see some more stupid videos of me wrenching on stuff. Catch you later.